Benefits of women dressing modestly in society. The first thing that comes to my mind is children. And I believe that they will be able to maintain their innocence longer because they won't be bombarded with genitalia everywhere they go, females spilling out of their clothes everywhere they go. I think that it will allow them to just kind of remain children for as long as possible. Young girls, teenage girls, they won't be so pressured to be so sexy at school. They'll be able to focus on their studies. Puberty is a really uncomfortable time for girls. And if they don't have to worry about if their body looks good enough and comparing themselves to other women and focusing on how many boys like them today, I feel like there would be a lot less stress, a lot less depression amongst prepubescent girls and teenage girls. Women can come and go as they please without feeling the pressure of having to be the sexiest girl outside and comparing and being compared. I know that society and the feminist movement has really gassed women's heads up to the idea that, wearing the least amount of clothing as possible in public somehow gives them strength, gives them power, gives them respect. Obviously, I would disagree with that argument. A woman can travel throughout her day, whether she's working or she's out with her children, shopping, for her family. I feel like a woman can do that with more ease without the self-conscious feeling. Just things basically on display all the time. It's actually pretty stressful experience. The woman who is looking for a husband, or for the woman who has a husband, it really provides him with a sense of comfort and dignity and pride, and the fact that his wife is focused on being sexually attractive for him as opposed to everyone and anyone. I think that women have to really look in the mirror and ask themselves, what exactly are they looking for? Are you looking to be a constant turn on to any and every man that walks past you throughout your day? Or are you focused on respecting and honoring and appreciating the man that actually loves you and promised before God to take care of you and provide for you and protect you? Society in the West has, convinced women that it's more important to be beautiful and sexy when you leave the home than it is when you're inside the home. And inside the home, many women dress down. They wear sweatpants, they put their hair in a ponytail, they're not interested in putting it forth too much effort. But when they go outside, they want to look their best, they want to be the most beautiful, the most sexy. You just imagine a man having to accept that. It honestly, I find it sad that our men in the West have to just accept the fact that his friends, his brothers, strangers, men at the store will all experience his wife's beauty, but she won't give so much effort in the house with him. The argument really begs the question, would it even perhaps cut down on things like adultery and fornication? When a man makes a commitment to you, it's a big deal. It's something that should be really appreciated and honored, that he chose you out of all the women in the world. He chose you to reproduce with, to cohabitate with, to trust, to raise his children and things like that. This is the man that you need to be catering to. This is the person that should know how beautiful and how sexy you are and how soft your skin is, and see your stretch marks after you give birth. And it's not everyone's business. It's not anyone's business besides you and him. The situation is really out of control. And, why should a man feel special or feel proud to have you or to be married to you when he's sharing you with everyone? Literally, he's sharing you with everyone. There's nothing special about your body. And to say, well, it's just some people say, well, it's just a bunch of body parts. It's not that big of a deal. Who cares? Every woman has the same body parts. You are devaluing yourself with that argument. If you could have someone see your body as the most precious thing that they have ever had the honor witnessing, and wouldn't you want that? Wouldn't you want your husband to rush home after work because he can't wait to see you? The market is just watered down with so much exposure of women's bodies and artificial parts and just constant overstimulation, and which we know causes desensitization. And then all of a sudden a woman's body is like, I see that all the time, you know? You really want your husband to feel excited when he comes home to see you. This should be his time. This should be his moment to indulge in the beauty that is woman. That is you. Actually gotten to a place in society where we condemn wives and celebrate quote unquote side pieces. Constantly giving them praise, constantly making wives feel small, and even blaming wives for husbands cheating, accusing her of probably not satisfying him and things like that. And that's why he needed a woman on the side, a whore. You know, there was a time where that was frowned upon. There was a time where that was something shameful. Now it's something to be proud of, that you have someone's husband, that you took someone's husband. You have women proud of that, bragging about it. So I know you can't force people to live a certain way, to believe a certain thing, or to have certain morals. You can't convince an entire nation to agree to a certain standard. But, you know, for those of us who believe in God, for those of us who believe in family, I think that is something to really think about. What are we doing here? What kind of message are we giving to our children, to our daughters, to our sons?